Now that you've created a few short live sets and have successfully changed between the 1 and the 4 chords, we're going to add more chords to your vocabulary. Let's add the 5 and the 6 chords in the key of C. The 5 chord in the key of C is G. Find the root by counting up 5 notes from our tonic note of C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's G. Then apply the 1, 3, 5 formula. The G chord is spelled G, B, D. Since 6 follows 5, the 6 chord is right next door. It is spelled A, C, E. The 6 chord in the key of C is called A minor. Minor? What's a minor chord? It looks the same, right? Just 1, 3, and 5 from A. Well, yes and no. Let me explain. The term minor refers to the interval of the third in our 1, 3, 5 chord. Let's compare on the keyboard to visualize this. Here's that G chord we just played. G, B, D. Now, let's count the notes in between 1 and 3. G, G sharp, A sharp, B. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now let's count the notes in between 1 and 3 in our A minor chord, which is right here. A, C, E. A sharp, B, C. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. The distance between 1 and 3 in the A minor chord is smaller than the distance between 1 and 3 in our major chord. They have the same letter name, that is, if A is 1, C is still 3. But now we know that there are at least 2 qualities that the third can have. It can be major or minor. If we wanted to make this an A major chord, we could raise the third up to C sharp. Notice how it's still the same letter name, C? If we wanted to change our G chord to a G minor chord, we could lower the B to B flat. Again, it has the same letter name, but the number of steps between 1 and 3 is smaller. Still confused? Think of it as another variation on a chord like the C sus2 and the C sus4 examples. Let's go back to C for a minute. Here's the C major chord in root position. When I take out the third, E, and replace it with the 2, D, I have C sus2. When I replace it with 4, it's C sus4. When I replace it with E flat, it's C minor. It's not a sus. E flat is not the 2 or the 4. It's still the third. It's just a lowered or minor third. And if we count the notes between C and E flat, we get 4, not 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, enough theory. I want you to create a chord progression with good voice leading using these 4 chords. 1, 4, 5, and 6. You can put them in any order that you want, but I should probably point out a classic combination of these chords. The order of 1 to 5 to 6 to 4. Let's take a little field trip. Did you notice the bass in that video? It's just piano, but it was repeating the root note of each chord as they changed. Here's 1, 5, 6, and 4 on the keyboard. Okay, time to record. I'm going to dial in a slow tempo on this one. And I've got my metronome set up, and I've got my bass sound in track 1, and now I'm going to record those bass notes. C, G, A, and F. 1 bar each. Here it goes. Now for the chords. And this is where the fun begins. So make sure you've loaded up a chording instrument sound in track 2. If I start with a root position C chord, the easiest way to get to the G chord is similar to how we move to our F chord. Keep the common tone and move the other voices stepwise. Remember C to F? To move from root position C to G in the same manner, we'd keep the common tone, which is G in this case, and move the other 2 voices stepwise to the nearest chord tones, B and D, like this. Notice that to go from root position C to F, the notes resolve up. And to go from root position C to G, the notes resolve down. After our C to G maneuver, we could get to 6, which is A, C, E, like this. Switching the two final chords is super easy because A minor shares two common tones with F. Both C and A are in the A minor and F major chords. We just need to move the E from the A minor, like this. Okay, here's the whole sequence. Don't worry if you make a mistake. You can always edit the MIDI data in Ableton. Once you have your bass and your chords done, consider adding some effects like delay or reverb, and maybe a MIDI effect like the arpeggiator. Finally, add a drum track to complete the set. Upload your project to Google Classroom with the title 4-Chord Song. Good luck!